Welcome back to Knowledge Nook Hub. Have you ever wondered what the weirdest foods people eat around the world are? Well, you're in for a treat, or maybe a trick. Get ready to explore the dark corners of the culinary world where taste buds go on wild adventures. From creepy crawlies to fermented surprises, let's dive into the top 10 weirdest foods that people actually eat. You all better have strong stomachs for this one. First up, we're heading straight to the Philippines. You think you're adventurous? Well, hold my beer because they've got something called balut. Now, imagine this. You crack open an egg, expecting that runny yolk goodness, but instead, bam! You're staring at a partially developed duck embryo. Feathers, beak, the whole shebang. It's like someone swapped out your sunny side up for a horror movie prop. They boil these little guys alive, and apparently the crunchier the bones, the better. I've heard it's got this gamey, savory flavor, but honestly, I'd rather wrestle a live octopus than take a bite of that. Would I serve it in my restaurant? Not a bloody chance. But hey, if you're ever in the Philippines and feeling brave, give it a go. Just don't blame me if you lose your appetite. Next, we're off to the beautiful island of Sardinia, Italy. They've got sunshine, beaches, and cheese crawling with live maggots. You heard me right, maggots. This is Casu Marzu, and it's not for the faint of heart. They take pecorino cheese, let it ferment, but here's the kicker: they introduce cheese fly larvae. These little critters munch away, breaking down the cheese and making it all soft and gooey. Some people scoop the maggots out, some just go for it. Apparently, the live maggots are a sign of freshness, but personally, I prefer my cheese without the extra protein wiggle. They say it's got this intense, spicy flavor, but I reckon you'd need a stomach of steel to get past the thought of those things squirming around in your mouth. From Italy, we're heading north to Iceland, the land of ice and fermented shark. Iceland is known for its stunning landscapes, from the majestic mountains to the serene coastlines, but it also has some of the most unique culinary traditions in the world. Now, I've cooked my fair share of seafood, but this one takes the cake. Seafood is a staple in many cultures, and each has its own way of preparing it. But Iceland's method of preparing Hákarl is unlike anything you've ever seen. Hákarl is basically Greenland shark that's been buried underground for months, then hung up to dry. This traditional method dates back centuries and is a testament to Icelandic ingenuity and resourcefulness. Why bury it, you ask? Well, this shark doesn't have kidneys, so it pees through its skin. The Greenland shark's unique biology means its flesh is toxic when fresh, so it needs to be fermented to be safe to eat. Lovely, right? The fermentation process gets rid of the toxins, but it also leaves behind a smell that could knock you off your feet. The scent is so strong that even the most adventurous eaters might find it challenging. Imagine the worst ammonia you've ever smelled, multiply it by 10 and you're getting close. The smell is often compared to cleaning products, and it's not for the faint of heart. They say it's got a strong, fishy, ammonia-like flavor. The taste is as intense as the smell, with a texture that's both chewy and slightly rubbery. I've heard people say it's an acquired taste. Some people grow to love it, while others can't get past the initial shock. More like an acquired gag reflex, if you ask me. The strong flavor and smell can be overwhelming, and it's not uncommon for first-timers to have a visceral reaction. But hey, if you're ever in Iceland and want to try something truly unique, just make sure you've got a strong stomach and a closed peg for your nose. Hákarl is more than just a food. It's a cultural experience that offers a glimpse into Iceland's history and traditions. So, if you're feeling brave, give it a try and see if you can handle the infamous fermented shark. Hold your breath and get ready to dive into the world of Surströmming, Sweden's answer to the question, what's that smell? It's fermented herring, my friends, and it's notorious for clearing out rooms faster than a fire alarm. They take Baltic herring, salt it just enough to stop it from rotting completely, and then let it ferment in cans for months. The result? A bulging can filled with a pungent, putrid concoction that smells like a combination of old gym socks and rotten eggs. They say the taste is even stronger than the smell, with a salty, sour, fishy flavor that lingers on your palate like an unwelcome guest. I've heard stories of people opening cans outdoors, only to have their neighbors complain about the smell. Next stop, Cambodia, where they like their snacks with 8 legs. That's right, we're talking fried tarantulas. Now, I'm not afraid of a spider or two, but even I'm a bit hesitant about this one. They take these big hairy spiders, deep fry them until they're nice and crispy, and season them up with salt, pepper, and sometimes even chili. Apparently they've got a crunchy exterior and a soft, gooey inside. Some say it tastes like crab, others say it's more like chicken. I'm not sure I'd want to find out. But hey, if you're ever feeling peckish in Cambodia and fancy a snack that's a bit out of the ordinary, give it a try. Just don't blame me if you end up with 8 legs growing out of your head. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're heading to Mexico for a taste of Escamoles, also known as insect caviar. This unique delicacy has been a part of Mexican cuisine for centuries, and it's about time we dive into its fascinating world. Now, I'm all for a bit of luxury, but this one might be pushing it. Escamoles are often served in high-end restaurants, presented with the same elegance as the finest caviar. But don't let the fancy presentation fool you. There's a lot more to this dish than meets the eye. We're talking about ant larvae here, the little grubs that live in the roots of agave plants. These larvae are carefully harvested by skilled foragers who know exactly where to find them. It's a delicate process, as the larvae are hidden deep within the agave roots, making them quite the hidden treasure. Once harvested, these little guys are fried up with butter and spices, transforming them into a dish that's both exotic and flavorful. The cooking process is crucial, as it brings out the unique taste and texture of the Escamoles. Chefs often add ingredients like garlic, onion, and chili to enhance the flavor, creating a dish that's rich and savory. They say they've got a buttery, nutty flavor with a slightly crunchy texture. Some even compare the taste to that of cottage cheese or scrambled eggs, but with a distinct twist. The combination of flavors and textures makes Escamoles a truly unique culinary experience. I'm not sure I'd be able to get past the whole eating insects thing, but hey, to each their own. It's all about stepping out of your comfort zone and trying something new. After all, food is an adventure, and sometimes the most unexpected dishes can surprise you. If you're ever in Mexico and feeling adventurous, give it a go. You might find yourself pleasantly surprised by the taste and texture of Escamoles. It's a chance to immerse yourself in the local culture and try something that's been enjoyed by generations of Mexicans. Just make sure you've got a strong stomach and a good sense of humor. Sharing this experience with friends can make it even more enjoyable, as you can all laugh and bond over the novelty of eating ant larvae. It's a story you'll be telling for years to come. And maybe don't think too much about what you're actually eating. Sometimes it's best to just savor the flavors and enjoy the moment. So, next time you're in Mexico, why not take a culinary leap and try Escamoles? You never know, it might just become your new favorite dish. Next up, we're off to China for a taste of history. Literally. This is the century egg, also known as the 100-year egg or 1,000-year egg. Don't worry, it's not actually that old, but it might as well be. They take duck, chicken, or quail eggs and preserve them in a mixture of clay, ash, salt, quicklime, and rice hulls for weeks or even months. The result? A black, gelatinous egg with a strong, pungent aroma. The yolk turns a dark green or gray color, and the white becomes a translucent, jelly-like substance. They say it's got a salty, earthy flavor with a creamy, custard-like texture. I'm not sure I'd be brave enough to try it, but hey, if you're ever in China and feeling adventurous, give it a go. Get ready for a wild ride, because we're heading to Korea for a taste of Sannakji, live octopus. That's right, live. This dish is not for the faint of heart, or for those who are squeamish about their food moving on their plate. They take a small octopus, chop it up into pieces, and serve it immediately, while the tentacles are still wriggling. The key is to chew carefully, as the suction cups can still stick to your mouth and throat. They say it's got a chewy texture and a slightly salty, seafoody flavor. I'm not sure I'd be able to stomach it, but hey, if you're ever in Korea and feeling brave, give it a go. Just make sure you've got a good grip on your chopsticks and a strong stomach. Next up, we're heading back to Mexico for a taste of Huitlacoche, also known as corn smut. Now, before you turn your nose up, this dish is actually considered a delicacy in Mexico. It's a type of fungus that grows on corn, and it's said to have a rich, earthy, mushroom-like flavor. They use it in tacos, quesadillas, soups, and even stews. It's also said to be packed with nutrients, so it's not just delicious, it's good for you too. I know, it doesn't look very appetizing, but trust me on this one. If you ever get the chance to try it, don't be afraid. You might just be surprised at how much you like it. Last but not least, we're finishing our culinary adventure in Greenland with Kiviak, a traditional Inuit dish that's not for the faint of heart. This unique delicacy is deeply rooted in the culture and history of the Inuit people, showcasing their resourcefulness and ability to thrive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. We're talking about fermented seabirds, my friends, hundreds of them, stuffed inside a seal skin and buried underground for months. This method of preservation was essential for survival during the long, harsh winters when fresh food was scarce. They take auks, small seabirds, stuff them whole into a seal skin, seal it up tight, and bury it for anywhere from 3 to 18 months. The seal skin acts as a natural container, keeping the birds safe from the elements and allowing them to ferment properly. The fermentation process gives the birds a pungent, cheesy flavor that's not for everyone. The taste is often described as intense and overwhelming, with a strong aroma that can be off-putting to those unaccustomed to it. They say it's an acquired taste, but I reckon you'd need a stomach of steel and a nose of leather to handle this one. The first bite can be a shock to the senses, but for those who appreciate it, Kiviak is a treasured part of their culinary heritage. But hey, if you're ever in Greenland and feeling adventurous, give it a go. Trying Kiviak is more than just tasting a dish, it's experiencing a piece of Inuit culture and history firsthand. It's a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of the Inuit people, who have found ways to make the most of their natural resources. Just make sure you've got a strong stomach and a good sense of humor. Sharing this experience with friends can make it even more memorable as you bond over the unique and challenging flavors of Kiviak. So, gather your bravest companions and embark on this culinary adventure together. Who knows, you might just find a new appreciation for the bold and daring flavors of Greenland. So there you have it, the top 10 weirdest foods people actually eat around the world. Would you dare to try any of these? Let us know in the comments below. From duck embryos to live octopus, we've seen it all. Some of these dishes might make your stomach churn, while others might just pique your curiosity. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more, and share it with your friends who love weird and wonderful foods. Until next time, happy eating, or not.